So, a while back, the first release of Friday Night Monster of Monsters came out. It's a Friday Night Funkin mod based on the NES Godzilla creepypasta, which is something that is near and dear to my heart in case you haven't already figured that out if you're a longtime viewer of my channel. I considered making a review of it at the time, but I decided against it. I wanted to wait for later updates. Specifically, I wanted to wait for PATHOS to get added. And I'm so glad I did, because right now, the current release of Friday Night Monster of Monsters is one of, if not the best, FNF mods I've ever played in my life. To begin with, let's talk about the music, because it is immaculate. The soundtrack to this mod is just absolutely incredible. There is a lot of really good music made by a lot of really talented people, and I have to applaud their efforts. I think my favorites are Alomnesia, or Alomnesia, however you pronounce that, Red Killer, Collision, and Out of Place. But they're all good. Every song is good. Even the smaller ones, I was still bouncing my head to them, you know, I was enjoying them. And the way they handle how you access the songs is really cool too. So, in the original NES Godzilla game, Godzilla Monster of Monsters, there was like a world map, a board that you would like move your characters across, and then you would access fights or levels like that. Well, there's obviously the monsters that you can quote-unquote fight through the songs, but also every time you land on a space, there is a chance that you will access a song geared towards that space. And that's how you access the like side content. It's optional. I mean, granted, once you run across it, you have to do it, but once you've beaten it, you can skip it after that if you want. And there are some spaces that are like specifically for bonus songs that are harder than the others. Collision is a good example. You can access Collision on, I believe, Earth. It's only one space. So if you don't want to try Collision, if you don't want to play it, you can just avoid it. I love it when mods that are like adaptations of games do something to incorporate the game mechanics into how you access the music. Mario's Madness V2 did that really well too with like the whole world map thing, but I think the way Friday Night Monster of Monsters does it is a lot cooler, even though it's just the same idea conceptually, just applied to a different game. Also, the visuals, top notch, no notes. Oh my gosh, the visuals of this mod are just amazing. The sprite work is fantastic. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And the little bits of animation here and there, like for example, the thing in Bad Signal. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I want to shake the hand of whoever did the sprite work for this mod, because they are amazing at replicating the style of the original Monster of Monsters and of Cosby Daft's work on NES Godzilla creepypasta. Like, you could tell me that Cosby Daft worked on this mod and I would believe you. He's not in the credits, I don't think, but I would believe it if he was. And then we come to the gameplay, because, you know, it's a game mod, so, you know, the gameplay aspect of it is really important, right? Well, the charting is fantastic. All the songs feel really fun to play, and I love the way their gimmicks are handled. I think my favorite thing is how they handle damage notes, because you'll notice in a lot of, like, mods that have damage notes, they're just kind of placed haphazardly almost. They're there to trip the player up. They're not like an actual engaging challenge. They're just there to be a problem. But the way they're placed here feels very natural. A lot of the times, the damage notes will actually coincide with the charting of the opponent, which is really cool. I like that. It gives them a flow, and it incentivizes paying attention to your opponent's chart. Even though you can't see it, but like you can see their motions and such. My favorite gimmick has to be in Red Killer, where you have these like fire notes, and if you hit them, it builds up a meter, and once that meter is full, if you miss any notes, you lose. I think that is a fantastic way to do the concept of a damage note. And in general, I think my favorite song to play is Red Killer. The charting is amazing, the song is fantastic, the visuals are great, it is just so much fun. So you might be wondering, you've gone on and on about how much you love this. What are the negatives? Well, for one, I don't like Collision's gimmick, and I'm well aware that this is purely just a skill issue on my part, because how Collision's gimmick works is that halfway through the song, King Kong will disable ghost tapping. If you don't know, ghost tapping is when you hit the notes and it doesn't count as a miss even if there wasn't anything there. It's an accessibility feature, really. It makes it easier for people who have a hard time following the notes or might have like problems landing a lot of inputs really quickly. And as a result, Collision, I'm very glad it's optional. I tried playing it. This is how that went when the ghost tapping got disabled. Yeah, it didn't go well. Also, it does feel a little weird that we're getting replay content this early on. Granted, it's optional, but it's like Collision has the background from, what was it called? I don't remember the name of the level, but it was one of the Pride levels. And then Exaltan shows up, and it's just like, you're here way earlier than you should be, bro. But honestly, Collision is a fantastic song, so I'm not like too bent out of shape about it. Also, I think Mothra's Chromatic is kind of showing its issues. It's mostly fine. It works for the most part, but Mothra's Chromatic does not work in Red Killer. It just doesn't. I've listened to the Mothra mix of Red Killer. It's not good. It doesn't sound right. I'm sitting here trying to think of more negatives because I don't want to just sound like I'm glazing this mod, but like, it's really hard to think of negatives. 2 scratches from the April Fool's Day update got removed, and I really wanted to play that. I'm a little sad about that. The other joke songs are there. Oh, also, the voice acting on Zachary is great. They wanted to get Goji73, I believe, but he didn't respond. So they got someone who could do an impression, and they did a good job. They did a really good job. I like how I said I was looking for negatives, and then I just immediately listed another positive. Honestly, I can't think of anything else negative. If I think of anything else, it'll be in the pinned comment. But overall, it is a fantastic mod. If you're a fan of rhythm games, or Godzilla fan games, or the NES Godzilla Creepypasta, please go play this mod. It's great. It's so much fun. They absolutely cooked, and it was worth the wait, and I cannot wait for the trance update. Anyways, yeah, that's going to be all from me. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be trying to post weekly in terms of videos, so look forward to that. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and a comment telling me what you think I should review next. And if you want to support me, my Ko-Fi is in the description, or you can become a member and get like early access to videos. I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe out there, everybody. Goodbye.